So if there's one element of training that I don't always nail, it's the mental side. There's been times where I try to like out fitness the competition, and when you're at the top and the margins are so tight, it's not necessarily about who is the fittest, it's about who can couple that fitness with mental resilience. So the goal of today's workout is to just sit in it and just really take on the mental side of HYROX work. Pop these on. We're at altitude, man. It's hard to breathe up here. The more breathing I can do, the better. I'm loading up all the gear today. I took some bicarb. I took another thing called Omino. It's a new lactic acid buffer situation. I don't know. But this workout's hard, so I'm going to need a lot. It's whatever. What? Little marching. Got a little bit of that workout done early, so now I'm just going to do 12 to 15 minutes mixed aerobic work. So the workout today is a play off of the classic workout, CrossFit workout called Miko's Triangle. So Miko's Triangle is a 40-minute EMOM, every minute on the minute, where it's max calorie ski, max calorie row, max calorie assault bike, and then 1 minute rest. So each minute you hit a different machine. Usually you pick a target that you can sustain for the 10 rounds. Kind of a gold standard for Miko's Triangle is 20 cals on each machine. I have been able to do that, and so I kind of taken that and then made it more HYROX-y. So I call this workout Miko Rocks, where it's an EMOM. Minute 1 is cal ski. Minute 2 is going to be 20 cal ski, 20 cal row. Minute 2, minute 3, 20 cal echo bike. And then you get 5 minutes of max distance run. So instead of a 1 minute rest, you do max distance running on the treadmill, and your score is max distance. It's an awful workout, which is going to hit the mark today for making sure that I kind of sit in that discomfort, that mental grind of it all. And we're going to finish with 75 wall balls, which is going to be absolutely awful. I've done this workout 2 times now. My score is like 7,200 meters or something like that, around that, or just over 7K. So the goal is to beat that and really just kind of sit in the discomfort, because this gets really gnarly. So we're going to warm up a little bit more. All right, I want to show you something really quick here. This is something I just realized. In the ski erg, the more options is on all the concept too. There's a drag factor. So you're here and then you ski to display drag factor. So I'm going to do that really quick. You're going to be able to kind of see while I'm doing this. So it pops up a number for what the actual drag factor is, which is basically like, I don't know, how much power comes out of the fan. So at home, if I'm on the same thing, like the same damper, my drag factor is closer to 90. So it's like catching more wind, so the output reads are faster. I did this at sea level a couple of weeks ago, and the drag factor at like 2 was like 110. So like I've been skiing here, and like I'm doing it at the same damper and getting way less like output. So now I know that I need to be at like 9 or 10 here to get like what I'm consistently like looking for, which is like 110 for me, right? Like that's what I like. So this is like something to just consider when you're at different skiers. For HYROX, you don't get to check your drag factor, but in training you do, so it's worth figuring out what that looks like. So again, for big workouts, for races, I should take 2 things as keto IQ. There's been some studies on ketones for 10K performance, and they're not necessarily positive. Take it anyway. Just feels like gas. Tastes like gas, feels like gas. Does it help? I don't know. Helps my mentals. That's all I'm here for. I was warming up and going home. Getting the vids. We're out of here. So though it's like this workout is about the mental, like sitting in the discomfort and just kind of grinding away. Like that goal is like super simple. It's not easy, but it's just like the only thing I have to do is just like sit here and just like take it. Like anybody can do that. But it's also important just to try to like keep composure. I can get out of control of this workout almost right away by the nature of it. Like I have to hit a 20 cals in order to like make the work count on the treadmill. I need to be tactical in terms of my pacing here because the pacing on the machines is just like not really going to be a thing. But like trying to be efficient here and making sure like I keep my composure when fatigue and suffering is just like through the roof. So although it's like, yes, the goal is to suffer, but it's also like be smart. There's a point of physical no return. So if like I just blow myself up in the first 3 rounds, like it doesn't matter how much I want to suffer. If physically I'm out, I'm like stretched beyond my bounds. So keeping that in mind on the early stations, and just being efficient, like being efficient on the row, efficient on the ski, doing form as much as I can. That's going to make a big difference for this workout for sure. Gonna do like 2 sprints on each piece, and then we're gonna get ready to fucking just like do this. In terms of what this pace looks like, I know if I'm at like 1400 cals an hour, that will typically get me to 20. Over here on the Echo, that's closer if I'm at like 75, 76. So I kind of know where I'm at on these two, which is helpful. So I'm not just like blasting and then I'm like underwater. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, no matter what, I'm going to be in the suffer mode early because this is like a high number, but I don't need to do more than I need to. So I just like to know where those spots are. All right, so I just want to peek at recovery metrics, how they've kind of played out this week. Been here in the Zep app. This is from the Helio strap. So I can pop into sleep. Sleep is all right, that's fine. 7 hours I can deal with. What I really want to look at here is resting. So you can see this from Tuesday. This was a world quality session, so things bumped up. On Wednesday and Thursday morning and Friday morning, again, it's coming down. I didn't have like a complete rest, so it's expected that this is what's going to look like. And again, like today, it's not about just like peak performance. It's about like working hard while feeling not that awesome. But I should feel better than I felt the past couple of days, so that's right on. And then for my HRV, you'll see very similar, right? Tuesday was really high, then it dropped, and now it's slowly creeping back up to where it was. So like, this is like the trend that I want to see in terms of training. So like, yes, my recovery metrics are reflecting what my like training stimulus is trying to get at. So I'm happy with how that's all looking. Coming into something like this and just like, when it starts to be like the mental training, I need to have some kind of like fuel there and different motivation. So the thing that has really been on my mind lately has been just like with the daughter coming, like all the sacrifice that my wife has put in, all the time that she's like spending alone when I'm training, when I'm traveling, like to make all that worth it, right? So like when I get into these moments, I cannot waste these opportunities to like help improve my mental game. That's like the biggest thing that I can do right now. That's like the fuel that I'm going to have for this session in particular. And also, today's September 12th. Yesterday, we found out that a member of our community, a teammate, competitor, just overall positive influence, Rylan Shadag, unfortunately passed away over the previous weekend. And like I've been thinking a lot about him this past like 24 hours and just like what he meant to me, what he meant to the community. And the thing that kind of comes out that I keep coming back to is how fearless he was, the way that he raced, the way that he lived. He did everything like in the face of fear. He was such an aggressive racer, and the way that he pursued life and the way that he traveled, just everything about him, like he showed no fear. So I want to try to embody some of that in this workout today and just like go headfirst into this workout that is going to be so uncomfortable. Again, just try to keep his spirit in me and just acknowledge the impact that he has had. So that's a little bit of extra that I'll have for today. So the distance I'm going for, 7,344 meters. And over the course of, I'm gonna be running for like 30 minutes. Doesn't seem like that much, but this run gets like really gnarly. And like I'll probably take time, like probably 20 to 30 seconds from the run to the ski, just to give myself a little bit of time to recoup. What do we say? 7,344. We can remember that. 7,344. 3, 7. 3 plus 4, 7. 4, 4. We got it. So what does the mental side of training really mean? I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I think it's the ability to suffer. And this is something that's also trainable, which is awesome. And for me, I need to actually train it and to come into sessions with the intent of getting to the point where I feel so uncomfortable that I want to stop, and then just not stopping and just sitting there and just taking on the discomfort. And I think some people do have a natural ability to kind of sit and suffer. I think some of the best that we have in this sport, I think Lauren Weeks is a great example. I think Hunter can really just sit there and just endure. But for me, I'm just like not a natural fire breather that way. So I really need to practice. So for me, it really comes down to like figuring out where the spots are that are going to move the needle the most. Like this could be easy to take into every single session, but if every single session you push yourself beyond where you mentally want to go, physically you're going to have a really hard time recovering and continuing to get better, right? So this is a balance. There's a time where I just want to check the boxes and make sure I'm hitting all my markers, and that's going to improve my fitness. But at a point, I need to callous myself mentally. If it's like throughout the entire course of a 12-week block and I'm trying to do that 2 to 3 times per week, I'm not going to make it to the end of the block. Either physically or I'm going to be mentally burned out. So in the last like 3 to 5 weeks, like where we are right now, is a good time to find that this confidence comes up pretty quickly for me. I can just like, if I can do it once, I can do it twice, and then it kind of moves the bar. I think these mental adaptations happen way more rapidly than the physical adaptations, because I feel like a lot of it is just figuring out how to manage the thoughts and manage the ego, the bargaining, all of the things that do pop in, and having some sort of tool there from a practical standpoint to be like, when I start thinking this, think this. Having some sort of mantra, having some sort of like defense against yourself, so that when the screaming, the alarms start going crazy, you have a way to calm yourself down and to just sit in the feeling, because really at the end of the day, it's only just a feeling that will go away, and nothing bad is going to happen when you just sit in that feeling.
Doesn't get better than that. That may be the best workout I've ever done. No hyperbole, just like facts. I've redone this workout. I did more than I planned, which I almost never do. And then 75 unbroken. I mean, like, it was almost like not hard enough. I was just like so ready for it to be awful that like I didn't even quite get there. So like from the perspective of the workout that I was like trying to do, I don't know, but like from a straight up quantifiable, like, let's go, let's hit this. Like that was, I broke my record by like 1,000 meters. That's like 3.5 minutes of time. It's about as good as I could possibly hope for. So it's fitness, mindset wise, I was there. I found myself thinking about Ryland more than any other motivation, just like on top of mind. So being fearless, like attacking and not worrying about what's gonna happen. Only a couple more workouts left. Physically, mentally, we're feeling good. Feeling good. Next week, I'm gonna be doing a lot more about recovery, making sure all the pieces are in place so that when I am ready to roll, like I have every base covered, right? The work is working, the fitness is working, the mindset is coming along, all the pieces are coming, but it's not all one big completed puzzle yet. Still a couple pieces I need to work on, and that's what we got for the next like week or two.